Guys, I just wanted to talk to you about what's been going on in my life lately, and hopefully it can relate to you. I went on a mission trip to Ukraine, and in my heart, I really didn't know what to expect. I I knew there was things in my life that needed to be taken care of, um, and mistakes that I have been making, and just things in my life that we all go through struggles. We all go through things that just make us stumble, make us almost move away from God. And I went to Ukraine, not really in tune with God, not not fully trusting in Him, and not really hungering for Him. And when I got there, I was like, all right, this should be fun, it was like a. And then I went to the orphanage in Victoria, and I met this kid named Fedor, and his story was that his parents were poor, very, very poor, and they could not afford to maintain him and to take care of him, so they sent him to this camp. And you know that hit me, because this boy was so joyful and so happy and so laughing, and he knew what was right and wrong, and when I would ask him questions about the Bible, he would be so curious and he would want to know the answers. But us in like America and in my own daily life, I struggle. I take things for granted. I have my parents, I have my home, I have a car, I have things. And so do many of you. But do y'all not see that truly we do not thank our God? See, this boy has literally almost nothing. He's looked down upon by society for being an outcast of his own family. We have it good, guys. Sure, we go through a lot of things. We go through many mistakes. We mess up in life, but there's always coming back, And we may disappoint our parents, but we can always go back to our parents. They'll forgive us, for most of us. There's other situations. But so that night, after the first night, I just basically broke down. I realized that the life I've been living was a lie, was false. I make all these videos, and I do this solely so that, not to preach to y'all or to send out a message, but for you guys to know that I'm going through the same things as you and what I'm learning from it. And that night I had the prayer. I prayed to God, break me. The person I am, I don't want to be anymore. I wanted Him to break me down to my lowest point, because it is in our lowest point where we truly find Him. And for example, in the scriptures, on Jesus' last day in the garden, He was in prayer, and even he was doubting what God was doing. He was doubting it, and he was at his lowest point. And it is there that Satan tried to tempt him. See, the lowest point is your weakest point. It is where you can either fall into temptation completely or completely realize what God has for you. That point is the toughest point ever. I was in that breaking point. I was in that moment where God broke me and brought me down to emotional, just distress. Satan was tempting me to, give up. You're a horrible person. Like all this stuff. You've done so much wrong on one end, but then God on the other one was overpowering that it was like, I just don't know how to explain it, but obviously I chose God's path. And of course we have doubts, of course we have mistakes that we make, and those things bring us down and they make us feel unworthy. So many people I've talked to, the orphans in Ukraine and even here, I share the love of Jesus with them, and their first thing is, how could a God love me? How could a God love someone like me that's done so many bad things? And then I tell them the things that I've done in my life and the mistakes I've made, but that I'm forgiven. You see, there's a song I've heard by Switchfoot called Afterlife, and it's saying that, I'm not waiting for the afterlife to experience the fullness of God. I want to act now. I want to experience the fullness of God now. And that's how I am. I may not have tomorrow. You may not have tomorrow. Any of us could die at any point, or lose our speech, or lose something. God works in mysterious ways. He comes at an instant when we're not expecting it. And that's the amazing thing. God is so mysterious, but at the same time so exciting. And that's why I was like, God, break me. God, use me. I want to be here for you. This is a mission trip to share your word, not to sulk in my own tears and my own emotions. It's to help those get through their own. See, our mission in life is not to go after the best career with the most money. That's fine. Go for a successful life. That's great. It says in the Bible, do everything as you're working unto the Lord. But I'm doing what counts. I want to do what counts. And join me. Seriously. I want to start a movement. I don't want to just have a little charity thing going on. I want to start a movement and speak about God. You see, God is coming. And the reign of Satan is moving. We see all this stuff on the news about Zimmerman and all of the sin that's taking over people's lives. The pornography industry ruining young boys' minds, even young ladies' minds, and corrupting marriages, lifelong addictions. Marriage is nothing anymore. It's just friends with benefits all the time. Our world is going straight down the path Satan wants it to go. And me, I don't want to go downstream. I want to go upstream. Fight the current. I don't want to be just another person. I don't want to be the guy that's just giving it to people easy, just letting them do their thing. Sometimes being the bad guy is a good thing. See, Christians, to many people, are judgmental, and a lot of us are. And that's not how I want to be. How it's supposed to be is we're supposed to love unconditionally, not judge. Love them whoever they are, whatever they've done. Be humble. Live a humble life. Humility. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about fame. Don't worry about fortune. Don't worry about any of that. Just worry about bringing the Word of God to this nation and to this world. And I want to close with something I read in Jesus Calling. And this is really where it comes in. And this is for July 18th, today. It says, I am nearer than you think, richly present in all your moments. You are connected to me by love bonds that nothing can sever. Nothing. No mistake. Nothing can sever those. However, you may sometimes feel alone because your union with me is invisible. So pray that prayer for God to open your eyes, so that you can see Him everywhere, because He is everywhere. He's in the trees. He's all over the place. This is His nature, His creation. You can find Him in everything. The more aware you are of my presence, the safer you feel. This is not some sort of escape from reality. It is tuning into ultimate reality. I am far more real than the world you can see, hear, and touch. Faith is the confirmation of things we do not see and the conviction of their reality, perceiving as real fact what is not revealed to the senses. You see, I think of it when you're tuning on the radio, like the old-fashioned radio, and there's those static stations, and there's those normal stations, and there's that one favorite station you have, but it's a little staticky and it's a little fuzzy. That's how your life is. Until you get that tuning right, until you get to that right number, that right station, what you're hearing, what you're trying to experience is not going to be at its fullest, and it's not going to be at its purest. But when you get to that right moment, you get to that right fine tuning, you'll experience the fullness and the purity of God and His reality. That's what my prayer is for all of you. And so I just pray that you guys take this into consideration all I've said, and just keeping the word. That's what you have to do. Keeping the word, and you won't fall. Feel free to text me, call me. My number's on Facebook. Message me, whatever. I'm here for you guys. Thanks. Bye.